And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thompson. 100%. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big John McCarthy.
All right, here we go with another edition of the Weighing In Podcast. Once again, the greatest MMA podcast in the universe. I'm going to keep saying it only because it is absolutely true. We just had the UFC Vegas 16 fight card that was ambushed by COVID and other things going on. And there's nothing that you can say in this day and age, the year 2020. I feel bad for the UFC that those things happen, but that is the new norm, and it's going to be something that we all have to get used to. As a promotion, they've got to get used to it. As the fans, we have to get used to it. So just step in there, do your thing when you can, and if you get sick, go get well. That's what people are doing. We had a really, I thought, a fantastic main event tonight between Jack Hermansson and Mr. Marvin Vettori from Italy. I know that you thought, there was a lot of mistake. I freaking loved it. I was standing up in the fourth and fifth round based upon some of the things that they were doing. That was a good, fun fucking fight.
It was all right. It was great. It was great.
What is wrong with you?
I like, you know what? I'm getting a lot of traction right now in our comment sections about me being who I am. So I'm going to just keep rolling with it a little bit. I'm having fun, man. This is
if you're going to fucking wear the black hat,
yeah,
wear the whole fucking thing, man.
I got the Abe Lincoln with the big brim and the big top. I'm wearing the shit out of that
you
mother.
Said you had like the Undertaker hat, you know, the big brim.
That'll work too. That'll work too. Look, I guess over the card, it was there was some good fights, some good stuff in there, you know. But overall, but the main event was fire. The main event was fire.
Those dudes were going.
I mean, just so we're clear, you know, I placed some betting in my bookie, and I lost the house tonight. I lost every dollar that I put down in that thing today. It was all bad. It was all bad. I bet on OSP. I thought, you know what? Your experience, your overall size. He looked physically a lot bigger than Hill. And I was like, oh, he's gonna be able to do this, gonna be able to do that. The one thing that we talked about on Wednesday is I said, which OSP is going to show up? Not only is he the one that he did not show up, he didn't throw any punches. He was having success with that lead leg kick, and he just got away from it. He's like, dude, when you're having that much success, excuse me, when you're having that much success, get after it. And he didn't, man. He's done. I think he's done. I don't think he has the fire. You were texting me. He didn't have the fire anymore. I think not only does he not have the fire, but as he's getting older, he has slowed down a lot. There's not a lot of speed there. The reaction's not there anymore. The athleticism is not what it used to be.
Yeah, he's very good still at controlling range. And he does that through little steps. He doesn't take big steps, little tiny steps, but he moves himself. And he is long. So he's got that ability to control the range. But it's exactly what you're talking about. He's not throwing.
No.
And if you're not throwing in a fight, you're losing, man. And I look at it, and I said it last week with, I think it was Darren Elkins, where we were talking, and I said, you know, you got a guy with, you know, yes, he's got skill, but he's got a will that is just an indomitable presence that keeps just coming after you. He will not stop. You have to kill him. And anymore, I don't think OSP has the will to fight. I mean, he's doing it because, hey, it's kind of his job, and I'm sure he goes in and train, but the fire's gone.
Yeah,
you can see it's just not something that he's enjoying being part of and doing as his main way of, you know, providing for himself. And so if it's gone, man, don't do it.
Yeah,
you know, it's just going to get ugly, and it's, you know, it's bad for your health. So, you know, I don't know. You know, he's either got to get that will back because he always had skill, but he hasn't really changed a whole lot. He's done some things better, but now with the lack of activity in the cage when he's in battle, I just don't see it changing. he's got to get lucky and land a big shot.
Yeah, I've texted you. Excuse me. I've texted you, and I said I feel like he hasn't gotten better at all since Strikeforce. And I'm saying, like, look, the game has changed. So yeah, sure, he's had some improvements, but he hasn't gotten, like, I'm not saying, like, normally people jump when you've beaten guys like Shogun and you've beaten other guys, you know, that are kind of legends in the sport. You're expecting a big jump up in your not talent, but your skills, and he just hasn't done that. It's still kind of the same thing. Like I said, there's certain guys that have made their career off of living off their athleticism, and he hasn't really changed a whole lot. He still leans back unorthodox, and he still tries to punch from the range because he is so long and so big. But it's now that he's getting older and he's getting slower, that's not as effective. Yeah, and that was the difference tonight. Hill is way faster than him. Not a little bit, by a lot. No. And Hill threw in combinations. And look, when you lean back, and I'm going to give this as an example, Ryan Bader. When you lean back without your feet underneath you, okay, you're leaving yourself exposed. And one thing is the kick can come over, as Ryan found out, and the punches come in. You can only go back so far before your head hits the cage.
You can only lean back so far.
You know, and your feet are way out in front of you. And when your feet are way out in front of you and your head's way back there, you have
no counter.
You have nothing.
Nothing to come back with. And that's the whole thing. You know, you've got to, it's okay to give a little lean. It's okay to understand distance and say, I'm going to make you think that you can touch me, and I'm going to give my little lean, and I'm going to now lean forward and bap, I'm going to counter with it. But if you're leaning that far back, there is no counter for you. So all you're doing is, okay, he threw punches. I leaned back far enough to where it missed, but you're not gaining anything. You got to gain. In a fight, you have to gain things.
Yeah, but
that's what you saw, the difference. We go to that main event tonight, and you see what happens in that third round, because Jack Hermansson was taking over that fight. You saw Vettori doing things that were putting him in a bad position. He couldn't counter. And in the fourth round, he changed it up. And you saw Jack try to bring it back. And that's why I was standing up, because it really got good, because then Vettori came back and he started not letting him take it over. And it was just, that was the difference. And that's what we're not seeing out of OSP.
But what you were saying about the lean back, Vettori does the lean back a little bit too often, but he's on point with it. He leans back and comes straight back with the straight left or the left hook right hand, or the straight left on the right.
Because
the right
Hermansson
hook
doesn't understand that you can move your head in a direction other than the right.
That's exactly what we were talking about that off air, you guys. But it's true. It's true. And when he didn't move his head to the right, he just left it right in the middle to get punched.
Oh.
It's like, come on, man.
I used to tell Randy Couture that. I said, dude, do you realize you have two sides? Actually have a left side, and to put your head over there sometimes is a good fucking thing. Because he always used to dip to the right, dip to the right, dip to the right. Like, okay.
Well, that's fucking Dan Henderson. The same shit. Always leans to his right-hand side and just throws the big bomb. I mean, but Randy never had Dan Henderson power.
No.
So, okay, so back to the Ovid St. Preux and Jamal Hill fight. I thought it was a good fight. I thought he impressed the shit out of me.
I thought Hill looked great.
I didn't think, honestly, I mean, I had seen him fight before. I didn't think he was that good. He was good. I thought OSP kind of gave it away a little bit by not going to the well with the leg kicks. Look, if you OSP,
he had him off balance for a while. A couple of times.
And if you just keep doing it, look, if he takes you down or if you fall down and he catches the kick, who gives a shit? Get up.
Hill wasn't going to take him down.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly. You have to, that's okay. So when we would talk, and I'm going to go back to this fight IQ, like if you know that someone doesn't want to just jump on you and jump into your guard, kick the shit out of them. If you fall down, who gives a shit? They're not going to jump on you. There's certain guys that just, you know, it's like a top black belt, and then you're fighting a guy who only knows kickboxing. They're not just going to jump into your guard. And so that's kind of where you were at tonight, like with OSP, like, hey, go to the well as much as you can. Even if it barely hits, it still hurts, especially with your big ass leg and your big ass trunk of the leg that you're throwing. That thing is enormous. His ass behind that thing too. He's a big, big boy. You know what I mean? Like, he should have just kept going to the well on that. And he didn't, and I think that's what ended up leading to him getting touched more because then Hill wasn't afraid of the leg kick anymore because he stopped going to it. That's just my opinion on that fight. And like I said, the OSP you and I just talked about it's just not there anymore. He doesn't have the fire, doesn't have the aggression. He's losing the speed. He's never fixed the problem with backing up with his chin up in the air. He's always had that. He just was able to get away with it when he was younger. He can't get away with it now. We just saw it. Hill was just way faster than him tonight. And he was throwing his shit in combinations. 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s. I mean, and if he touched you, he threw another 2 and 3 after that. So it was I was very impressed, man. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Hill, I'm going to watch your shit now. I'm going to watch him. Give you a lot of credit, brother. Good stuff tonight. Good. Very nicely done.
He looked good.
Scroll up to Vettori fight. Yeah, so the Hermansson and Vettori fight. I thought.
Okay, we could talk about that one.
Yeah.
I love that one. I'm sorry.
I thought it was a good fight. I don't know. I just think when you get two fighters that you can tell they're leaving it all out there.
Yep.
It turns into, like Paul Felder had said, is a rock'em sock'em robots type fight. So it just comes down like you go, I go, you go, I go. And that kind of loses me a little, but it was still a good fight.
When you have two guys that are not southpaw, standard, you'll get their feet close together. But even in this one, when they were going southpaw, standard stance, orthodox, their feet were always within 12 inches of each other. They were standing in that phone booth, giving just a little bit to throw a counter, always looking for those counters, always looking to do something that was going to give them the advantage in it. And that's why when it got to that third round, and I watched, because it was obviously it was easy to say that Vettori wins the first round. He hurt Hermansson badly, putting him down there. Couldn't finish him. Went for the choke, which you go, what are you doing? Yeah, I understand that you've gotten that choke before. I know that it's worked, but you got to think about who you're trying to do it against. Even though he's a little bit hurt, you're going to be better off making more hurt and then go for that. But he does that. Hermansson gets through the round. Second round, Hermansson does better, but still Vettori wins it.
Yep.
But you look at that third round, and it was exactly the fact that Hermansson put his hands up high and started coming forward, making Vettori go backwards, giving him a problem, hitting him with shots, not a lot of big shots, but sometimes, some heavier shots. And when he went back to the corner, I love Rafael. He says, okay, I'm going to talk to you truthfully. You lost that round. It's like, yes, he did.
Yeah.
But you could see that, that little, interaction with Javier Cordero got him where he came out. He started snapping that left hand out straight again, using his jab. And when Hermansson tried to take that back over and back him up again, you saw him regroup and force it. So now it was either a stalemate or he was forcing Hermansson back. Then Hermansson tried to do it again. And it was not only a battle of wills. There was a lot of thinking going on by both guys and how I'm going to get this guy. How am I going to get the upper hand? And I just enjoyed the hell out of the output.
Yeah.
Because, dude, 200-pound guys, that much output, I'm impressed. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. To both of you, thank you for the entertainment. It was something that if I had paid for it, I'd still be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. No, overall, it was a good fight. I agree with you on how it was going. I think with Vettori, though, because of it was a 5-round fight, he also didn't want to blow out his arms trying to get the finish and then not get it and then be stuck. Because that second round would have been a different round.
Oh, yeah.
Hermansson would have probably weathered the storm, came out in the second and be like, hey, I know you blew your wad trying to get me out of here.
You were squeezing.
Yeah, I'm going to try to put the pressure on. So I think instead of him trying to flurry punches and try to get the finish and not get it and be blown out, he went for the submission, squeezed a little bit, but probably realized he couldn't get it. But he also controlled the rest of the round. He's like, look, I won this round. So let's move on to the next 5 rounds. I got 4 more rounds to go. Got one in the bag, possibly 10-8. Possibly, so, you could be in that area there. I thought Vettori, he was another one. The same thing with Hill. He surprised me. I was expecting Hermansson to come out have a little bit more dominance over Vettori, be able to not push him around, but be able to dictate the pace more and put pressure on him to make him fight a fight that he wouldn't be prepared for 5 rounds. So the experience I thought was going to come through for Hermansson when it kind of started coming through in that 3rd and 4th. And then then Vettori was able to snatch it back from him. But I thought overall, like you said, it was a good fight. I get the way I get when it comes to like, you punch, I punch, you punch, I punch. I like to see the exchanges back and forth in terms of in the middle of it, we're both throwing. That to me is fun, but I enjoy this as well. The reason why I enjoy it is because I know that they both left it all out there. And when you get the back and forth, you go, I go, it's because I'm tired and I need a breather while you punch me in the face.
That's it, dude.
It's like, okay, I'm exhausted. I have to
suck some air and get about 3 drips of this lactic acid out of my shoulders and arms so I can throw again.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, God, my arms are so heavy, but I got to block my face. Never mind. Just take it on the chin. Poof, poof, poof. It's like, that's kind of where you're at. And I love it. It was a good fight. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see where these young guys go.
Well, you got to look and say the 185-pound division is looking good. They got, with Cannonier, and it's going back and forth between these guys because you got Whitaker and Cannonier, and now freaking, Vettori stepping up and beating Hermansson, who's still in the mix. You still have Gastelum in there, and then you got Izzy sitting on top, and there's just a lot of good fighters at 185, but they got rid of one of their fighters, which shocked the shit out of me. Yeah. In that they let Yoel Romero go.
I said this last week. What did I say last week, right? I was talking about Zaire. I said, hey guys, the reason why I called him Zaire is because I fucking forgot his name because he fucking don't fight enough. And now he won't be fighting for 6 more months. So guess what? I won't remember it in 6 months either. So, but Yoel, it's the age thing, man. It really is. He's 43 years old. They know he's not going to be champion. I think Izzy's going to end up going to 205, trying to become champion there. I'm sure he'll maybe keep his belt, but I think he's going to go to 205, and I think Izzy will be champion there. That's my biggest thing. So then that whole weight class opens up again, I think, after Izzy goes to 205.
Yeah, but then why would you get rid of Romero? Because he's 43. Look at biologically he's 43. He might even be older than that.
Because Cubans lie about their age. Yeah.
Yeah. So he might even be older than the 43. But you look at what he really is, and you take a look at his body, dude. That dude's like 32 years old. Man.
I know.
He's a stud. He is made out of a different material than 99.9% of us.
Yeah. I agree, but here's the thing: they're showing you right now that the UFC is not in the business of building older fighters.
Nope,
they're showing you
that's
that.
True.
They're saying, "Hey,
it actually is smart."
No, it's 100% smart. I mean, like I think honestly, then what happened with Bellator when Coker took over? He brought in the older guys for name value. The older guys now they're not bringing as much name value as our younger guys. Amosov's got a bigger name than a lot of our older guys. He's fighting at a lot higher level. Lima is a younger guy, not super young, but he's a younger guy who's fighting at a high level. Patricio, these guys are they're the next generation of that older guys. Machida, as much as I like him and like watching him fight, he's getting older, and it's showing in his performances. We just talked about Gegard. Gegard's getting older as well, and so it's like we saw a little bit of that in his last performance against Lima. It's the changing of the tide is coming. The next generation is coming in. My generation is kind of on its way out.
Your generation.
My generation's gone. Yeah, I was like the last of the dying breed, and then now I actually lived through the next generation a little bit. So that generation now is also working their way out, and so we have the new breeds that are coming up, man, and we're seeing them all, and they are fucking stone cold killers. That's what I mean. The AJ McKees, this Hill kid, Jamal Hill, he's tough. Vettori, he's tough. I can go down the list. For me, I think Amosov's fucking super tough. It's like you've got all these young bucks that are coming up, man, and they're good. They are very good. So, I don't know. I know we got off on that little tangent there because Yoel Romero, but we'll talk more about. But for me, with the Yoel thing, they are just not in there. They don't want to get in the business of building older fighters. Like, why? Here's say Izzy moves out and you have him. He's not going to fight for a title again. Dana's already said that was pretty much his last shot. The last time he fought. Why? He's like, look, I'm not going to do it for you. You're 43. If you're my champion, what am I going to do with you? You're going to fight another year or two and then you're gone. There's no reason for me to have you fight again for the championship. You're 43 years old. So it's just not going to make sense. And I understand why. They're like, look, we're probably paying you. They're probably paying him a pretty penny.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is good. But, I mean, I think he was ranked number 4 or something like that when they let him go. So, I mean, I don't know. You and I had this discussion a little bit today through text. I hope we don't sign him.
Yeah.
You hope we do sign him.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. What do you hope? What do you?
First off, I look at it and what tells me don't sign him is 43. Okay. That's what tells me don't sign him. Things that tell me do sign him. I know biologically he's 43 or plus, but physically he's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And can beat anybody on a given day. And so I always like watching a guy like that. And I will tell you, there's times when I've been so impressed with his performances, and there's times when I've been so disappointed with his performances. His fight against Izzy was freaking horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. And so I'm not, it's not like I'm going to sit here and just say that I'm a homer for Yoel. There's times when I thought he's, fought really well, and times I thought that was just bad. But he's a guy you look at and you go, I could actually see him against Gegard, and it would be a fun fight for me to watch.
Yeah, I would love to see that fight.
See, that's my problem.
I would love to see that fight. But
because he's 43, I know. Because he's 43, I go, no, overall, I would say don't.
Yeah, because he, like you said, he is 43. And why would you bring him in to fight your champion at 43 years old? That's the thing. That's where the UFC is with him. Like, we can't keep having you beat all the young guys coming up. Yeah. We never get a new guy there because you can fucking do this for another 7 years.
Well, yeah, you can't have your gatekeeper, if that was the position you want to put him into. Yeah, you can't have your gatekeeper costing you a lot of money.
Yeah, if you're never going to be champion, he's costing you a lot of money, and then he's actually not only is he costing you money for his fight, he's actually ruining the chance of you making a lot of money by killing all your younger talent. Yeah, that's really what he's doing. It's like, oh shit, a couple guys sneak through, that randomly, like Whitaker got through. It's like Paul Costa got through, but then you have Cannonier and you've got Hermansson. I don't think that they're beating Yoel. Yeah, that's the thing. After what I saw tonight, I don't think Hermansson beats Yoel. Not from what I just saw tonight. Nah. It's like, nah. So you've got to make the guys that are in that top group, number 3 and number 4, Cannonier and Hermansson. Darren Till can beat those two guys. I mean, it's going to be tough. He can beat those two guys. Derek Brunson, I know he's older, getting a little bit older as well, but he can still beat those guys. Kelvin Gastelum. He's fun as hell to watch, man. I love watching him fight. Uriah Hall still has some room. Weidman, I think he's done. He ain't getting back up there. But you got all those other Shabazian and, Akhmedov and Vettori's going to jump quite a bit. He'll probably get up to number 5. I'd like to see Darren Till and Vettori fight. That'd be a fun fight.
What do they have Till ranked at? Right?
6.
Okay, so
but they still have Yoel in, so they're going to bop Yoel out.
Oh yeah.
So Darren Till will probably go up to 5, or they'll put Vettori at 5 and leave Till at 6.
Vettori will either go to 5 or 4.
Yeah, they'll drop Hermansson down to probably 5, and they'll probably bump up.
Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah,
you put Vettori to 4 because you're gonna got to drop. You can't put Hermansson above Vettori now.
No, but you could probably drop Hermansson past Till, where Derek Brunson is, and then put Till up at number 5. And then put Hermansson or put Vettori at 5. Sorry, at 5. So somewhere in there. I thought it was a smart business decision by the UFC. As much as people want to say it, I love watching Yoel Romero fight. I fucking love it. I actually was just watching one of his last fights against Machida. I was like, God, that was the nastiest elbow ground and pound I'd seen. Oh. It was so vicious. I'm like, oh.
See, but that was a fight. You go back and watch that fight. It was like, he was just staying in the stand-up, not even trying to take him down, and it was a close fight. And you're going, what are you doing? What are you doing? And finally, he's like, boom,
yeah,
done.
But at the end of the first, remember he had that flurry with the flying knee, and then like a couple of side kick, push kick, spinning heel kick. He tried all that crazy shit, and I'm like, all right, do more of that. But you got to remember though, it's got to take a lot of energy to power all that damn muscle. That's the thing. So he's like, I really, when I look at him, I look at like how lions, right? They sleep 23 and a half hours of the day and they hunt 30 minutes and that's it. And that's that guy right there. All he does is hunt for 30 minutes. He doesn't do anything else the rest of the day. I'm like, he's so damn big and buff and just to power that neck.
You look at him like that, like he's the lion, and I'll say he's the lion because all the hyenas are saying, we'll fuck that lion up as a group. Right. Yeah, we'll fuck as a group. They look at him, they go, we're not going to fuck.
Not a chance. Not a chance, man. Pull back up the card.
All right, I will say there was one fighter that I really wanted to bring up on this card because there was only three preliminary fights based upon all the fights that were dropped and stuff, but you had to love, and I'm going to screw up his name again, but it was Topuria.
Yes.
God damn, he looked good, dude.
Yep. Did I text you? I think I texted you about.
He had that first fight on Fight Island, and he had fought, just a fucking balls to the wall fight against, another really good fighter in that, I want to say Zalal, Zalal, and Yusuf Zalal, and that was a great fight, and he was blasting Zalal with some, and then this one. Look at Damon Jackson's not a great stand-up fighter. He's more of a ground fighter, no doubt about it. God damn, he ate Jackson's body up, and he looked good doing it. So he looked fantastic. That's a guy I want to see him the next time.
Yeah, I thought he looks small for the weight, and I don't know if it's because Damon Jackson looks long and lanky.
He's tall. Jackson's almost 6 foot at 145 pounds. So he's gonna look tall.
Yeah, he just didn't look. He didn't look that big for me for that weight class.
Didn't matter. He whooped that ass.
He got some power, man. And then he stayed very tight with all of his techniques. He put the combinations together very well. And I like how he mixed it up. He didn't keep going to the body on the left side. He came up the middle on the body, came on the outside. He even hit on the right side of the body. He changed it up very well. He went to the body, then the head, then the body. I mean, and the way he did it was very impressive. All the way around, a great performance. He got hit a couple times because of the reach, and some of the countering that was done by Jackson. But overall, I thought he had, like you said, a very dominant performance at 2.5 minutes in or something like that. It was very nice.
Almost
very nice.
Flawless.
Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah. So, yeah, I like that fight as well. Of course, I'm going to give a lot of love to my boy, Gabriel Benitez, Mowgli. I got to give him some love, baby.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mowgli looked good.
Yeah.
He looked, and this is the difference. When he has that kick going and the way he throws his kicks where all of a sudden, it's down here low, down at the thigh, up at the fucking arm, and he's trying to hit the arm. He's actually kicking that arm to make that arm slow when it comes out. And it's just, in fact, you can see, sometimes, obviously you've been you get kicked to the arm, you get kicked to the elbow. All of a sudden, it's like you can't feel your hand.
I've been kicked by him.
Good.
Asshole.
But man, I tell you what, when he starts kicking, and he's feeling it and he's going, because he was all up and down. And as that fight was going, you could see, and I really like his opponent. He's a good guy, and Justin was he was overextending more and more and more, trying to get after him because he knew I can only take this. So
the thing with Mowgli is he's got a baby on the way. And so it's like there was a lot of pressure for him to get this win. I think he's got one more fight left on his contract after this one. And it's like, he went up to 55. He knows he needs to go back down to 45, but he's just trying to take whatever fights he can get right now, knowing that he has a baby coming. And so I think they're really trying to make sure that they have a little bit of a nest put away for the baby and life. And so I think you can see, I think he was crying afterwards, a little bit of emotions there. And there's a lot going on in his life. personally, that he just, like not getting, I think his last fight he lost, he had that nasty gash in his shin. Remember? It was like, looked like a vagina, and so it's just like a bunch of little things I think are adding up, and he's not getting any play from what I gather, from what I can see. He hasn't said anything to me about this, but he's not getting any play from the UFC either. There's nothing. They're not really going to try to do anything to build him. They're not really doing a lot of fights. Obviously with COVID, they're not going to Mexico.
That's the problem. And that's the guy you want to take to Mexico.
Yeah.
They're not going to go there. So right now,
yeah,
he's got to be a killer that can beat anybody.
Yeah, and I've got friends that live in Mexico, and they're like, the cases here are fucking like quadruple what they are in the United States. It's like, it's not good. Like people, there's no masks. No one cares. They're just out doing whatever the hell they want. And like, in the major cities, not like just not just in small little towns, like everywhere.
Mexico City, where there's only a cajillion people.
Yeah, and they don't care. They're like, yeah, whatever. Stop me, arrest me, do whatever you want. Yeah, they just don't care. And so, he's just, I think he's really, the emotion, I think it showed that he's happy that he got some stress off of his back. Okay, I got a win bonus coming. And that's and see, that to me has always been the problem with the 50-50 checks. These fighters, sure, you want to win. I get it. But man, it's hard. It's hard to live a lifestyle. It's hard to live a lifestyle that way. It really is.
Well, that's because I always put it out this way. When you have a fighter that's got that contract in front of him and he's seeing that, I'm going to make 40 and 40 to show, 40 to win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's already mentally spent $80,000.
Yes.
Okay, he knows where the 80,000 is going because he's gonna win in his mind. And then when he doesn't, now he's in financial distress.
Yeah,
and it becomes a problem. It's something that I always like when a fighter knows this is exactly what you're making. Doesn't matter if you win or lose.
I saw DC today. It's funny you just brought that up. I saw DC today at a friend's baby shower, and it was very funny. He's like, Josh, I remember. We were talking about this because I was talking about, I'm talking about moving to Austin and this and that and some other areas. And he's like, I remember, I got done winning, the King of the Cage title or something like that. He's like, and I remember you telling me like, hey, you're going to win a lot. I told him, you're going to win a lot of fights, man. You're going to end up being really good. I could just tell by the way he was training, the way he was doing, how he was doing with Kane, how he was doing with Mike Kyle, Paul Bonatello, all those guys. He comes and I said, you're going to win this title. When you're done with this, you're going to fight, probably either UFC or Strikeforce, and money's going to come because you're a heavyweight and you're going to make more money than I'll ever make because you're a heavyweight. And so I said, just do me a favor. Just don't spend money on stupid shit, because I'd already went through that my first stint at the UFC and I knew where all my money went. I went to Pride and I knew where my money went there too. And so, and he's telling the story and he's like, I win the fucking King of the Cage title. He's like, on fucking Saturday, he's like, I pull up to the gym on Monday and a brand new $50,000 F-150. Fucking Josh walks out. What the fuck are you doing? I'm like, you fucking dummy. I just told you 2 weeks ago. The fuck is this? I needed a new car. I'm like, you dumbass. And he's telling the story
typical,
today.
man.
It was hilarious. But like you said, fighters mentally have already spent 80 grand.
Oh yeah.
And so when they only win 40, they're thinking they've actually probably already legitly spent that 40 grand, not just in their head, but they've already spent that 40 grand. So it's gone. Yeah. The other 40 they haven't spent yet, but just in their head they've spent it.
Yep.
And
they
so
know where it's going to.
Exactly. When that doesn't come about, they're like, shit, what am I doing?
Financial distress.
Exactly.
Sucks.
Yep. And that puts more pressure on them to train and perform, and then it starts going through their mind. If you got a nest egg put away, man, you don't have that stress going into your next fight. So I think if you're a young fighter, just pay attention, man. Listen to the old wise men here. Okay, listen to the
you try to tell people this. It's like the truck he's talking. Obviously he gets the truck, and hey, we all want a cool truck. We all want something that's nice, but I'm okay with him getting the F-150. But when you see the guys and they're putting money out on some high performance vehicles and that cost over $250,000, and you look and you go, man. Do you realize that vehicle right there cost not even freaking a quarter of what you just bought, and it gets you from point A to point B just the same?
Yep.
It may not be as cool, but it's going to get you to point A to point B. And you'll have all that money that you can now invest and use it later on in your life. But, that just comes when you're young, it's going to be there forever. That's what you think.
That's what you think. But it's funny it's funny you said that. And to go along with that story with, what you just said and what DC was saying today is, in June, I ordered because the new Cadillac Escalade that came out, and I ordered that. It's got a new body style. I was like, cool, whatever, man. That's the one I wanted. I've been waiting for the new body style to come out. It's bomb. Looks great. I got the breakdown of what it was going to cost. I ordered it anyways. It was $109,000, and that wasn't with like the couple little upgrades I was going to put on aftermarket stuff once it came in. I probably would have been around 115, all said and done. Anyways, I see the new GMC, who's made on the same manufacturing line, basically the same company. Okay. And it has a brand new body style as well. It has all the same things that it offers except for night vision for the Denali, the GMC Denali. And it's $25,000 cheaper. I canceled my Cadillac Escalade and I went with the GMC. I got in my own head, like, what are you doing, man? You don't need this. And I know $80,000 is still a lot of money, but I'm also trading in the other car I got that's worth about $30,000. So I'm trading that into, I may even get rid of my Jeep, my Dodge.
Don't
diesel.
You get rid of your Dodge.
I know, my Dodge diesel truck is bomb, and it's got no miles on it too. That's that thing about that thing. I love it. It's a 2009. It's got no miles on it, man. I rarely drive it. So if I do move to Texas, I'm gonna drive the shit out of that thing.
Oh, that's truck country.
That is truck country.
Well, see, but you look and you say you're okay. So you saved $25,000.
Yeah,
now, I was looking at that new Dodge TRX with 702 horsepower.
Yep,
wanted that bad boy, and I was going to get rid of my truck, and it took me about a week. I said, "What the hell am I doing? My truck is paid for. I am not buying."
That's the problem. My truck is paid for too, man. That's the hardest part. Is my truck is paid for.
And I even had my wife going, "You can buy it. You can buy it."
Wow.
It's like, and then she goes, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
I'm cheap.
John, you should have done it. You should have
can't do it.
No, I get you, man. I get you. You know who really impressed me tonight, though? Smolka.
Louis Smolka looked good.
He was losing that fight.
Yeah.
He started coming on at the end of the first. He started coming on, but he was losing that fight.
Well,
and then
yes, he was losing. He lost the first round.
Yes.
But as the fight was going on, he was doing better.
Yes.
Better.
Mm-hmm.
He was putting up with the storm of the beginning, that he wasn't as fast and probably didn't have the same power. But okay, I'm going to let you burn that little bit of energy out, and then we'll start really fighting. And that's what he did. And that's when, you saw him land a couple of little things, take down, gets to the fucking position on top. When he got on top, man, he putting some shots on him. So that's Louis Smolka now, not being a young kid, being a man and understanding fighting. I don't have to win every second of the fight. He
took a page out of my book in my fight career. Lose the first round and do the best you can in the second and third.
All right.
It's just one of those things, especially with Quinones. I think that's how you say his name, Quinones. Is you could tell the speed, the output he was putting out in that first round. He was really trying hard. That's not going to last for 3 rounds. That's just not going to last for 3 rounds. Maybe at 125 pounds.
Hard.
Maybe at 125 pounds. But when it came down to it, Smolka just was biding his time and just getting by, trying to put on a little bit of offense, making Quinones work. And he finally, towards the end of the first, got the takedown, was able to get on top, finished the round on top. And then going into the second round, it was all his. He just started putting more. And you saw Quinones slow down a lot between rounds. And so
pressure got to him.
We said this before. Look, I've said this. Frank Shamrock told me this. You never realize how tired you are until you sit down in between the rounds. Because if you just keep moving, you don't feel tired. It's when you stop moving is when you feel tired. Like, oh shit. Oh man. And that's exactly what I saw with Quinones. He got done with the first round, came out in the second. He started fresh for about 20 seconds. And after that, he wasn't the same fighter anymore. Yep. And so Smolka just weathered the storm. And I was very impressed because sometimes guys will just kind of fall into it like, hey, this guy's picking me apart. Let me stand back and let him just keep pressuring me. No. You got to keep putting it on him. Got to keep making him work. Got to keep making him go output, because then it becomes a battle of the wills and like
it's
a battle
war of attrition.
Yes, exactly. It's like, who wants it more? And then you'll see who wanted it more, who did the road work, you know, and who put in those extra rounds on the mitts, and who did that extra round of sparring. Those are all the things that really come out when that type of fight happens. And Smolka, he just kind of calmly went through it all and said, you know what, I got this. And he came through. I was very impressed. Nicely job, Louis Smolka. Very nice.
All right, let's talk about the one we had. It was a good fight. I thought Roman Dolidze. Dolidze.
Yeah.
You know, he went after John Allen in the first round. You could tell that the ankle lock hurt, because you saw the way Allen was moving afterwards. He's stiff on that ankle. He had no balance point, so it did damage and stuff. I thought that was an easy fight to score. And when you're a judge and you get your name called out by the commentary team, because John had taken Paul Felder, and Paul Felder being the guy, because when that score was read, that they had given one judge had given John Allen the fight, the same as that judge had given Paul Felder. And then Paul Felder sits there and goes, yeah, I did not win my fight against RDA. He was wrong. And he's wrong again, because it was Anik saying, yeah, did you realize that's the same judge that gave you the fight? And then they call out your name. This is not good for you. Okay? This is not good. All right? Bad news, man. You know, and sometimes judges get into this, they start to overanalyze things. And you've got to just let the fight play out in front of you. It normally will easily tell you who wins the fight. Sometimes it's tough. Sure. But that one was not a tough fight at all. Same as the Felder fight, was not a tough fight. So
yeah, I don't know. I had Allen and Felder both winning. So oh shit. Yeah, I don't know what. I actually had it 29-28 though. I didn't have it. I didn't have it 30-27. I had 29-28.
I thought the third round Allen was landing decent shots, and Roman was getting tired.
Yes,
he was exhausted.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the judging thing. You're right. It's not good when commentators start. And here, it's not as if it was the fighters that called out your name. It was John Anik.
Oh yeah,
like, that was the thing. It's not like the fighter said like the fighter that you gave the fight to didn't even know your name.
Who you would think would say, I kind of like that guy.
Yeah, right? He's like, yeah. He was trying not to be a jerk because he gave him the fight. But when John Anik goes out and says, yeah, that's the guy that gave you the win too. And I like what Paul Felder had to say. He's like, yeah, I didn't win that fight. But you know who, look, I know there wasn't much out of it, and I feel bad for Matt Wiman, but that's a shitty situation. And here's the thing is, I think I've said this before, that age, something like that shouldn't have knocked you out. If you were a young stud, it wouldn't have knocked you out.
But you know who, in fact, Jordan Levitt says, I saw some guy, he knocked 3 people out with that. You know who he was talking about?
No.
Gerald.
Who? Streetbrand?
Come on, man. No, not Streetbrand.
Gerald.
Come on, man. 185 pounds.
Oh, Gerald Harris.
Yes.
Gerald Harris.
Yeah.
He
had multiples, and he would frame that forearm across and control the head so it didn't have room to come up.
Yeah. Impressive. Smart. It didn't look like it landed very hard. I thought and then he went limp. I was like, oh.
So, he landed hard on it.
Yeah.
But love Dom. Dom, do you understand what the side of the head and the back of the head is comparatively? He said this is why they don't hit punch to the back of the head, because look at his back of the head is what hit. What the fuck?
I knew you were gonna fucking go hard in the paint against
What
Dom.
the fuck is that?
I knew you were gonna go hard in the paint.
What is that?
I fucking knew. I knew Dom was gonna say something tonight that was gonna piss you off.
Up when the video shows it's the side of his head. His fucking ear is touching the canvas.
You know how many people text me during a fight when Dom's commentating? It's like, I turn the fucking sound off when Dom is commentating. I'm like, I like his commentary. People fucking hate him. They hate listening to him call fights.
And the reason why is this, is I will give you the fact that when someone from AKA is fighting and you're doing the commentary, you say that, just putting it out there so everyone understands. I worked with this guy. He doesn't do that, and he didn't do it again in the fight with Louis Smolka. All right, he's got Louis Smolka and Quinones, and Quinones he's doing better, but all you hear is Dom talking about how great Quinones is and everything, and I right away in my mind I'm going, from Mexico, from Tijuana, you work out with him. You have worked out with him. You guys have trained together. And finally it comes out and it's like, Dom, you've got to if you're gonna ride on that guy and be happy for that guy and say he's doing so wonderful, that's okay once you tell everyone, hey, and all disclosure here.
Full disclosure.
I went and I've trained with him. He's helped me in different things and all that. Great. Now you can see, at least people know, oh, you're being biased.
Yeah.
But you don't do it before. You don't sit there and say how wonderful he is and everything, and then after say, well, yeah, we trained together. No, come on, man. You were not saying anything bad about Smolka. I'm not saying that, and you did say some good things about him, but you were riding Quinones very, very hard as far as how great he was doing. And there's a reason why, man. You were training with him, so put that out there.
Yeah,
and the last thing is understand what the back of the head is. Jesus Christ, man.
You are ruthless. you guys at home, I want you guys to see he's the jerk really on this show. It's not me. It's not me, guys. It's not me. It's
not
John.
That I don't like Dom. I do like Dom.
I like Dom a lot, man. I like that he's
Dom.
a no nonsense kind of guy. He's fun. He's fun to be around and stuff too. But I understand why he gets the hate, but I think I was funny. I get people that text me all the time like, who's this fucking guy who will shut the hell up? And I'm like, why is he always got to be right? I started laughing. He said a couple nice things tonight to Paul Felder, but Paul Felder's a fucking great guy. Just listening to his interviews, all of his commentary, he's fucking amazing. Great guy.
Yeah.
I love listening to him.
He's a good commentator as far as his color. He's fair. He does everything. He talks. He picks up on certain things, elements that we're looking at in the fight, going in, and all of a sudden Paul's talking about it.
Exactly.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. All right. Okay, so hey, go to mybookie.ag, use the promo code weighing in, and they'll give you an additional 50% off on your initial deposit. Okay, that's our promo for today. That's all I'm gonna say. Promo code weighing in on mybookie.ag. Give us the news.
No, I'm not. I'm going to say more because if you use the promo code, it is fight, not fit. FIGHT, not FEIHT. Okay, that's fit. That's from Scotland. Okay, but go to that, put some money down, listen to our midweek shows where we talk about who we think you should bet on, and if you listen to us, you're probably going to lose money.
Yeah. The promo code's weighing in, though.
Just like Josh did.
The
promo code's weighing in.
Yeah, not fight.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Promo code for fight.
For t-shirts.
Pro Wrestling Tees. Pro Wrestling Tees / weighing in. John. See, John blew it.
I screwed that all up.
The promo code there is fight. You get additional 20% off for the end of the year. If you guys want to buy Christmas gifts or Christmas shirts for anyone, we've got a couple new shirts up there as well. Jeez, whiskey in that bad boy. I know there is. I know there is. It's like a little whiskey nipple.
Absolutely not. It's a whiskey nipple.
Whiskey nipple.
I would have a whiskey nipple.
That would be awesome. I would love it. Okay, yes, we're doing a midweek show this week, huh? Are we doing this chip thing?
I do have them.
You're such an asshole.
I have them. They are in my possession.
Don't do it, Josh.
Jesus, man.
Don't do it, Josh.
All right, guys. If you guys,
what are you talking about?
Because we got to work that day, the next day.
Okay, what we got to do is let's put it out, and
No, I've already said I'm gonna do it. I'm just gotta.
What do we need from our listeners to tell us yes or no? Do it or don't do it?
No, we're gonna do
the
it.
Packy One Chip Challenge, the hottest chip, where we've seen people cry. So we're gonna see if Josh can cry too.
I'm gonna die, you guys. You guys saw me drinking this horrible fucking whiskey or whatever it is. This horrible scotch over here last time. It was disgusting. I was like, what do you think is going to happen when I fucking try to eat a chip that's, I guess it's disgusting. Hey, you know what?
Carolina Reapers, baby. Carolina Reapers.
I said I would do it, and I'll do it. It's just one chip. Am I allowed to drink anything? Am I allowed to drink anything after that? Or do I have to
you got 5 minutes. You got to wait 5 minutes.
Got to wait 5 minutes. Now, do we get a prize from this chip company for doing this?
Yeah. You get a prize. You get a way to go, stupid.
Great. So, guys, the backstory on this is John says that this is like John's a total like YouTube junkie, right? So John just sits and watches YouTube all the time. And so he hits me up and goes, hey, there's this chip challenge thing that's really popular right now. And I want to know if you can handle hot foods. And I'm like,
man. Well, when you're stuck in quarantine,
yes.
I have found out that YouTube's got some of the funniest shit out there, man.
So good.
I want some of these people with that one chip challenge. It's hysterical.
Oh, man. All right, guys, prepare to laugh your asses off when I fucking eat that chip because I'm okay with hot food. I'm half Mexican, a little bit of Native American in me. But let me just tell you, I prefer not to eat hot food. I like to enjoy my food. Not fucking.
Well, you're going to enjoy one chip.
Yeah, it's going to fucking go in my mouth and out my ass like that night. I won't be able to hold anything else down.
Johnny Cash had a perfect song.
What is it?
You fell into a burning ring of fire.
Oh, shit. That means I fell in the toilet, right? Just of all my own. Oh, it's going to be horrible.
Make sure you have your gallon of milk.
Yeah, I'm going to have some bread and some milk.
Some bread.
I don't even know what to drink, man. Like I said, I don't mind hot food, but I don't like purposely go out there and make it so hot I can enjoy it. It's one chip. How bad could it be, guys? Famous last words. How bad could it be?
Josh was in the hospital after he inhaled a chip that went into his lungs and he couldn't breathe.
Jeez, man. Oh, he died of COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, great. All right. So what's the next?
Darren Till says he's finally ready to face Yoel Romero. He
said he's brilliant. Brilliant job.
I want to fight Yoel. Give him to me after he's gone. That's good. I
think if Yoel is smart, he will not sign with Bellator. What Yoel will do is he should run off and fight that fucking YouTube boxer, Jake Paul. He will make a shitload of money. He will fuck Jake Paul up.
Jake Paul won't fight.
I know.
Romero.
Because Jake Paul is too busy trying to call out other MMA fighters that are all 145, 155,
call out someone that's your size.
Smaller than him. Call out someone that's your size, which is Yoel Romero, and he will starch you in boxing. You will not. They'll fucking be scraping you off the canvas, fucking like they were Nate Robinson. they left Nate in there, fucking for the main event that night too. And he was still in the corner, just face down, ass up. Yeah, Darren Till trying to fight. Yeah, smart guy. That's hilarious. I thought it was a good joke though.
Come on, that
was a good joke. Yeah,
kind of like that.
Yoel should either try to get that fight with Jake Paul. He keeps calling out MMA guys. He keeps saying, "Hey, you have a chance to fight someone your size." That's one. Two is he's ranked in the top 4, or he was, in the UFC. And
3 is he's old as fuck.
He's old.
Years old. You should be able.
You should really kill him. Yeah, let's go, buddy. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, like if I was Yoel, if I was Yoel's manager, I'd be pitching that left and right. I'm a free agent. I can negotiate separately outside my contract. Let's go.
His manager's Melky.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he would be with Melky. Yeah. Anyways. All right. So what's the other one?
Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal is being targeted for February.
We've been hearing this for a year.
We've said that fight should have been there was so much
ago.
you could do based upon their friendship and then the death of that friendship.
Yeah, George did that thing, Year of the Fighter, for the UFC, which looks like looks pretty cool. I've known George for a long time, and it's always been really respectful, super nice guy. You know, I mean, I know people maybe have some beef with him or whatever. The way I don't see how. He's always been a very nice guy. Kind of always kept to himself too. And but yeah, I mean, that fight should have happened a while ago. I don't understand why him and Leon Edwards hasn't happened either. You know, I mean, after he beat Ben Askren the way he did, and then he beat Nate Diaz, I could see why he didn't fight Leon, because then Leon didn't have the name value for it to happen, you know. But Colby has been the talking mouthpiece for the longest time, and to watch two Trump supporters fight each other would be fun. So, you know, him and Masvidal, great stuff. I mean, I don't know if Colby will be able to take him down, man. If he does get him down, I don't think he'll be able to hold him down. It's gonna be a fight to work, and Colby cannot stand with that motherfucker. He is good. He is good. What do you think?
I think that's a fight. That's a fight that's gonna be hard for Colby, because Colby's gonna have to take him down, and he's gonna have to work hard to take him down and keep him down.
Yeah,
I honestly think though he can. I do think that he can get him down, and I do think that he can keep him down, because if he puts enough pressure, the one thing that Masvidal is starting to show is getting a little bit tired, and when he gets tired, he shuts down his production. He's always been that way, though. I feel like he's always been that way. In the third, fourth rounds, he does slow down. He does tend to do that. I agree with you on that, but he's also not. He's not easy to hold down. You look at Damian Maia when he tried, and Damian Maia is better at holding people down than Colby Covington is. You know what I mean? So he's also better at finishing people. I like Colby, and I like George Masvidal. I think that fight should have happened a year ago, though. You know, I mean, they need to. I think it's good that they delayed it, because there's not a lot of big matchups I think right now to have that have big name value, and that's a perfect one I think to have. Great job by them. Hopefully we get to see it by March. See, that's the thing. That's the fight though that I want fans at. You know, I mean, like, look, they had Spence and Danny Garcia tonight, and that was at the AT&T Stadium, and they had fans there. I don't know what the capacity was, but I mean, you could see there was a lot of fans there, and they were loud, they were noisy. I mean, I'll take that all day long. I hear that they're trying to, in the United Arab Emirates, they've already been giving out vaccines and stuff like that.
Javier Mendez has gotten 2 of them now.
He's got 2 vaccines.
I love you, man, but come on, dude.
Dumb as a rock. No, but I hear that they're trying to actually have fans at the McGregor-Poirier fight.
That's smart.
Yeah,
it's smart. I mean,
they got that new stadium, 18,000 seats, baby.
Yeah, all they're gonna do is have a bunch of sheiks there who own the stadium. Yeah, and they probably don't have to pay for tickets. They're all friends. What else?
According to his manager, Nick Diaz. According to his manager, they said that Nick Diaz will have a high chance of returning in 2021.
Spit it out, Gian. Jesus,
I'm
man.
trying to remember it, my bad.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who are you gonna have him fight, man?
That's if that's what Nick wants to do, great.
Nick should fight Jake Paul. Fucking
Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
Nick Diaz and Jake Paul would be fucking classic.
Him up.
It would be classic,
and
though.
he would be giving fingers in boxing
yes,
gloves.
It would be awesome.
It'd be awesome.
I wonder if they could do it in MMA gloves. That'd be even
He would
better.
Stockton slap him with a boxing glove.
would
It'd be
love
like Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Slapping him
It'd be
over.
like, I can see Nick. Bitch, say my name. Bitch. Say my name, bitch. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm trying to get an MMA guy that I know it might be available to go ahead and fuck Jake Paul.
Well, I'd see that you talk about a perfect size.
Yeah.
He's the perfect size.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And he's got good boxing.
He will fuck him up.
Fuck him up, yeah. I'm looking forward to that. That'd be a good one.
You're looking forward to it. You already
I've got it already planned out. Yeah, I've already
it's all booked.
Staples Center. Here we come.
Oh.
USADA suspends Yair Rodriguez for whereabouts violation.
Okay, so John, can you talk me through this? He hid from them 3 times under the ring. Oh, sorry, that's John Jones.
No.
So he
and that wasn't USADA.
He hid his location, or he didn't disclose his location 3 times.
no, you know what it's like. What you've got to do with the USADA program once you're in it is you must tell them where you are going to be so that they can come in contact with you within an hour's time. Right? So you say, hey, on Saturday, I'm going to be, in, Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
So if they show up to Dallas, Texas, you have to be in 1 hour of meeting them if they call you. So when most of the time you've given this and there's an actual app that they'll use to say exactly where they are. And obviously USADA has tried to test Yair and he hasn't shown up for those tests. And it's happened the 3 times. So you got the 6-month suspension. It goes both ways. It's not an easy thing. It's not easy for the fighters. It's a pain in the ass. So I don't put, too much on Yair as far as
3 times, John. 3 times.
3 times isn't that much. It's really not.
Okay.
And but hey, look you're the one that you signed on the line. You want this. So then you gotta, do the things that make it work. And that means tell them where you're at and be within 1 hour of meeting them wherever it is you say you're at.
Yeah. All right. So I ripped into Yair last week.
Zaire.
Yeah, you
got to get rid of the Zaire.
Yeah. I ripped into
that's where the rumble in the jungle happens.
Yeah, I ripped into Yair the other day. And this is exactly what my point was. You're not making it easy for the promotion. The promotion now, this is what I feel, is they are finding ways now to fucking get rid of you. They're finding ways to like, hey, you want to keep dicking us around with your don't want to fight Zabit and this and that and whatever it is. Now you're not showing you've missed a couple of these things for drug testing. You know what? Let's try and find you again real quick. Now that they could probably be like, you know what? Let's just let this one slide. Nah, they're done. They're done with you, dude. They're going to find whatever they can. And when you come off this suspension, you're going to either fight Zabit or they're going to
against the best person they can.
And they're going to either do that. And if you pull out of that fight, they're going to probably cut you. They've already got rid of you one time. They're tired of you. They're sick of you. And fans, like, as much as I enjoy watching him fight, I can't recall his last fight. Was his last fight Zombie?
Yeah.
What was that? A year ago? Over a year ago?
Over a year ago. Yep.
It's a promotion, and I've gotten hard on the paint on this, and everyone knows I'm not I get so much flack for going hard against the UFC, but guess what? The UFC has a valid point now. I'm backing the UFC. You guys, if you guys cut him, I'd be like, I told you. It really comes down to that, buddy. You got to fight. You got to fight someone. Fight Max. Fight Brian. They want you to fight Zabit. Get it over with. Okay? He's ranked ahead of you. If you lose, you're not losing much. I mean, you got to get through one of those 3 guys anyways to get to the title. And I'm sorry, but we just saw Brian Ortega dismantle Korean Zombie. And you, with the Hail Mary walk-off, we're getting your ass kicked for 5 rounds. Dude, you don't want Ortega. And he's the new improved Ortega also. You don't want that Ortega. Okay? And Max, I'm sorry, man. Max is just better than you all the way around. You know, so the 2 of those guys, Zabit's probably your best bet, buddy. You might want to try to take that fight. As much as I love watching you fight, you're making the most bonehead decisions I can think of to really piss off the people you work for. You know, and then now fans just don't even remember you. Like, I'm a fan of yours. I thought your name was fucking Zaire a couple days ago. You know? I'm just being honest, John. Like, it's true. I was getting you mixed up with Zabit and Yair. You know, like, it's got to that point, dude.
Well, it's because that's how important that fight was to you.
Yeah.
You're mixing it like that.
Yeah. Well played, my friend. Well played.
There you go. Alive.
I'm just saying that if I was the promotion and if you're a fan at home, like, that's really what you got to be. You guys, fans at home, you guys should understand that this is what's going on. The promotion's sick of you now. So they're going to find any reason to suspend you when you don't follow through until you fight Zabit. That's how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. You think maybe I'm going too hard on him, John?
No, I think I would say that someone's going to sit down and talk to him. They have to.
Who's his manager? Do we know?
That I don't know. I don't.
The manager needs to be slapped too.
Well,
Whoever your manager is, buddy, you need to slap him.
well, the other suspension that happened was he never fought in the UFC was Chai Lewis,
What the fuck?
who you know because
I do know. He trains at. He used to train at AKA.
He used to train with Dan Cormier
Yeah.
for. Chai's about what 6'8".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh, big boy.
I didn't even know he was with the UFC.
I did one of his fights in Glory. He was a good kickboxer. I mean, he was a good talker,
Oh yeah.
but he'd never fought in the UFC. But they signed him to a contract, and he was under the USADA program. And on his first one, he got a 4-year suspension. 4 years.
Wow.
And Chai is what 36, 37 years of age.
Why did he get a 4-year suspension on his first one?
Because he got caught with all kinds of different stuff and then tried to, I guess, falsify information.
Oh shit,
It wasn't good.
buddy.
So,
You're done.
well, he can go fight somewhere else.
Who's gonna really? I mean, you can fight in Russia and get smashed by fucking wrestlers. What the fuck? I love you, Shy, but what are you doing, buddy? Like, what are you doing? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on.
Like, I don't know what else to say to that. Like, it really comes down to that. Someone sent me a message
4
saying,
years.
someone said
4
that
years
he had
suspension.
tested 4 years is ridiculous.
First offense, 4 years. Yeah. I thought it was like, man, I don't know exactly everything that he did, but still, it's like, what are you?
He had to have pulled out.
You're being judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, he had to have pulled out a Wizinator or something like that, right? He probably he had to have been
falsifying evidence,
which means that he pulled out a fake dick.
He pulled out a rubber dick.
He pulled out a rubber dick and fucking had somebody else's piss in it
and squeezed it.
Yeah, yeah. I think once you realize they're gonna watch
why
you piss,
would you go into that program?
I don't even know, man.
It's like, why?
You already know. I mean, I don't know. The testing's gotten so good. I mean, maybe it's like maybe they just got the little bit more than the double picograms. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know, man. Someone sent me the message saying he tested hot and that he got a big suspension, 4 years. And I'm like,
Ooh.
I said, is he even in the UFC? Like, he hasn't even fought yet. I'm like,
nope.
Jesus, man, they must not like him. Yeah, there was a lot of talk to him fighting John Jones because John and him had hated each other when DC was getting ready for the fight. They had like a couple not tussles, but a couple words back and forth in the hallways in the hotels when DC was out fighting.
Yeah, that wouldn't have gone well for Chai.
Oh, yeah. If there was no wrestling, it might have been all right.
No, it did not go well for Chai.
Oh man,
I like him.
Yeah,
Would not have gone well for him.
you like him, but you're not going to lie for him. It's like you're not going to lie to him. All right, next one.
Habib will come back only if his mother gives him the blessing.
Didn't I say that like fucking 2 months ago or a month ago? Whenever he announced his retirement, bro,
His mom will give it. He's
His
gonna
mom
come
is-
back when he wants.
his mom is not giving him the blessing. Not right now. Maybe in a year, like when there's, when the UFC's like, yo, we could make you a 10 million, 50 million, 20 million, whatever it is. Yeah, if we can make you $50 million, she'll be like, you know what, son, just this one time.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, just
Go
this
have
one
fun.
time. Go have fun.
Go have
Guarantee,
fun.
guarantee, no half purse. Guarantee. Okay, you go do it, son. And then he started his own promotion too.
Enjoy.
He started his own fight promotion over there.
Started his own telecommunications company.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like people thought I was fucking bullshitting this years ago. And I said, look, not only will he be a star, he's just so connected inside the Muslim community because of how he acts. The way he acts and the way he carries himself is something to be admired by a lot of people. And I think there's been a lot of things, a lot of negative things have been said about radical Islamic terrorists and all this other stuff. Bro, he is the person I think that could bring everyone back together. I mean, it would take a long time. I get it. But I'm saying like he has that kind of personality that really makes people want to be around him. And it's not just because he's a champion. It's just because he is that type of personality. Like Islam Makhachev has a very similar personality. And that's why they've been best friends since, I don't know, kindergarten. Like
the simplest thing for people that have never met Habib is this. He doesn't think he's any better than you.
Yeah, this is true. I don't know. I like to give him a hard time. He's changed. It's big. You're too big now, brother. You're too big now, brother. You've changed. You got too much money now. You know. But no, but he has handled it very well.
Yeah.
John, he just sent me a message a couple days ago. Brother, how are you? How is your family? How is the gym? Just randomly out of nowhere, right? I'm like, yeah, I mean, like,
the gym's great. You want to buy it?
Yeah, right. Like, no, he'll randomly do things like that, you know. And it's like he's got so much shit going on. I mean, like, I talked to Javier, who's over there with him all the time now for the last 5 months, and he's like, you don't get it. I'll go 2-3 days and I don't see him. He's like, because he flies, 4 different countries. He'll fly and then come back, meet me, and they're setting up all this stuff. He's setting up his own, like you said, telecommunications company. He's starting his own fight promotion. He's talking with the Olympic Committee to try to get MMA into the Olympics. It's like, how is that even possible? We want to know why? Because the UAE, they've got a ton of money, and he's the top representative for them right now in that market. And I think, like I said, I feel like he has the type of personality to catapult everyone to I guess to be better. Be better. That was very well put, John. Yeah, is to be better to each other. And I think Khabib has that in him, and with the type of star power he has right now. And I'm happy for him, man. Everything about it, I'm happy for him. So
But Mama's not going to give him that permission. At least
not for $50 million. Not until we get $50 million. $50 million. And like I said, and here's the thing: she may never, and I don't think she probably will. I think she's just going to leave it as it is.
I think she will.
I think unless the GSP fight presents itself, but that's
why I said it.
That's the only time, and that's the only time that I think that type of money at $50 million would be on the table. Though, also, that's the only fight I think they would like around that, because I think there'd be a ton of people in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, all those areas that would be willing to pay a lot more money to see that fight happen, and to see what would happen. So I think he has got, he's on the right track to either be, I don't know. I don't want to say basically like a politician that could do good for everyone, or he could just be his own person and do good in other ways. I mean, I see that in him. He really is the fun and the energy around. He reminds me a little bit of DC, but he's a little bit more serious. He does joke a
lot more serious.
Yeah, but he does joke around a lot. He jokes around a ton. That's the one thing people don't get to see until they train with him and work out with him and they're around him a lot. He does joke around a lot, but he is very focused and driven on what he wants to achieve in life, and he doesn't let anything. And we saw it when he left the $3 million at fucking in Las Vegas, the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Come on, that was one of the best things ever. You keep it.
You keep it. I don't want your fucking money. I'm not fighting in Las Vegas ever again anyways. Yeah. It's like, fuck you. That lets you know that he cannot be bought. He just has his own moral compass, and what he has an idea of what he wants to be and who he wants to be. And that's just called great upbringing by his mother and his father. Great stuff. Next, anything else?
Dominic Cruz and Casey Kenny announced today.
Yeah, you were saying that you think Casey has a good chance of beating him. Maybe not a good chance. You said he's going to kick his ass.
First off, Casey Kenny is a way better wrestler than Dominic.
Yeah.
Okay. Second, he's fast. He's young and he's fast. And no matter what, Dominic is slowing down. He doesn't want to admit it, but it's happening. And that's just, nothing to do with anything he's done wrong. It's just he's getting a little older, a little bit slower. That speed difference is now going to be a big difference in that fight. Because if you go back to the guy that took his title, which was Cody Garbrandt, speed was the difference in that fight. And that is what's going to be the difference in this one. And he's going to be in trouble in that fight.
This goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning of the show.
Yep.
You're older and they're trying to get you out for the young buck.
You know it is.
And that's this is what people like fighters. You guys think it's going to last forever. You think you're going to be the man on top forever. You're not. And they're going to do the same shit to John Jones here shortly. Okay. Yeah. He's going to, and he's giving him so many headaches. They're going to probably try to get him out even sooner, as soon as they can find someone to beat him. But
that's going to be a while.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's the take on it. Like, as soon as they can find someone to beat John Jones, he's gone too. don't think that they didn't do that shit to GSP. They tried doing it a bunch of times to GSP. He was just able to get away with it. But he also went on his little sabbatical at the right time, and he came back and picked and chose his fights and his shots, and it worked out for him and it pissed the UFC off. So, but that's really, they're going to do the same thing to John Jones. They're going to do the same thing to every past fighter or every fighter that's right now in their prime. They're going to do the same thing, John. And you know that. And that's the story of fighting, though. The young buck is going to come down. He's going to run down the hill and try and fuck them all. The old bull is going to be at the top, just going, I'm going to walk down. Well, eventually one of those young guys is going to run down there and fuck up the old guy. And then that's when the changing of the guard is going to happen. And the UFC is going to be like, that's our guy. We're going to back him. And they did it with John when he was young. And now that John's getting older, they're going to do the same thing with him. And they're doing it with Dom right now as well.
Look at Dom's got a great, Dom doesn't need to fight anymore.
No.
He wants to, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, his last fight was for the championship. He fought against, Henry. It didn't go his way. But as time goes on, he's not getting any faster.
Yeah.
It's not that he doesn't know how to fight, because you talk about a guy that's got a very high fight IQ. Dominic is that guy. But that high fight IQ, when you're facing someone that fights smart also, but is younger and faster and stronger, it's not going to be a good fight. I'm just telling you right now.
You know what?
Maybe Dominic will prove me wrong. I think that Casey Kenny is going to be a problem.
You know what fight I want to see? I want to see Dom and Jose Aldo.
Ooh, that would be good. See, that one I would actually like to see.
That
right.
Or Dom and Frankie Edgar.
They're the same weight class now too.
Yeah. Like those are those three fights. I'd like to see that happen for Dom. Those, it's kind of a legacy fight. Fighting Kenny.
And it's both guys a little older.
Yep.
They've both lost speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Frankie's not as fast as he used to be.
No.
Aldo's not as fast as he used to be.
No.
Casey Kenny is still getting faster.
He's kind of like me. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm only fast when I'm walking to the fridge. That's it.
I ain't even fast then now.
What else you got?
John Jones helping out Clarissa Shields with for her MMA debut.
Clarissa Shields?
Yeah, the female boxer.
Yeah, that's what she is.
PFL.
She's that female boxer with 2 gold medals.
Yeah. She
that's I look at that and I really I like the fact that Clarissa wants to fight MMA, but then I look at the PFL and I go, what are you doing? You cannot put her against Kayla, okay? Because that is not going to be a fight. It's going to take a long time for Clarissa to even come close to being able to keep herself on her feet with Kayla. So you can't do that fight. She's another 55-pound fighter. So that's just I don't know what they're going to do with her.
Maybe move Kayla Harrison to 145 and keep 155. I don't even know.
Maybe
Clarissa maybe 155 now. I don't know. The fact is that there's not a lot of women at that weight class to fight. That's one. Two is it's going to take 5 years for her to actually get any level enough to even stuff a Kayla Harrison type takedown.
Oh my God. Come on. Even then
5 years is not going to help.
Yeah. They just, they showed her hitting pads and then throwing a kick and you go, she can hit pads.
Mm-hmm.
She can't throw a kick. That's okay. It'll get there.
You're ruthless.
Why do you look and you go, why are you putting that out right now?
Why you gonna be so mean, man?
I'm not trying to be mean. It's like she's a work in progress. Give it time.
Yeah.
You don't have to start putting stuff out on social media right now for people to look at. It's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta leave that shit alone because next thing you know, you'll look like Stephen A. and we're making memes out of your ass.
Oh, exactly, man.
You gotta leave that alone. Dick punch. He's like fucking Stephen A. punching a baby or dick punching people.
That was awesome.
Oh, jeez, man. What else?
Nico Price has been suspended and fined by the Nevada Athletic Commission after testing positive for marijuana.
Ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, when you've got major sports like the NBA and now the NFL is also talking about not having any.
Hello. Yeah.
It's like, look, how far are we gonna go with this?
Yeah, stop.
They're talking about letting people out of jail right now, fucking that have minor offenses for marijuana. Like, let's just move on, man.
Come on, we talked about Nick Diaz possibly coming back in 2021. All right, I did his last fight. It was in 2016, I think. Jeez. It was either the beginning of 2017, which I think it was the beginning of 2016. That was his last fight. And his last fight, because if you recall, they were talking about giving him a lifetime suspension for marijuana.
Dumbest thing ever.
He
had a 3-year, right? And then they reduced. Didn't they reduce it? Sorry, they reduced it.
I think they did a 5-year first, and then they reduced it
to 18 months, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's fucking crazy. And
it's nuts.
Now with all the science, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, science this, science that." Bitch, why can't we use the science for this?
Come on, if you're, and you're talking about, I say this all the time. First off, performance enhancing drug. I'm sorry, it's not.
Are you sure? I might be able to take more shots on it. I've never tried, but
yeah, okay, good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna freaking get you fucking blitzed.
That's awesome.
We're gonna fucking we're gonna Cheech and Chong you in a.
We should do a video like we do the chip video,
and then we're gonna punch you and see how you survive.
This will be awesome. I wonder if I'll be able to slip faster.
Well, come on. It comes down to this: there was the question last week. Have you ever been in a street fight? Oh my god!
Yeah. So
my wife says, "Why don't you tell them about the first fight I ever saw you in?" I go, "No." And so, but it was. I've been in a lot of fights, and I've had a lot of people that have been drinking try to kick my ass. I've never had anyone that was fucking high on marijuana.
That's true.
Not one.
It's true. I've never had someone high try to pick a fight with me ever. They're like, "Cool, dude."
Yeah. Dude.
They're like if a drunk guy, you step on their toe, they want to try to fight you. A marijuana, it's someone who smokes weed. They're like, "Hey, bro, you stepped on my foot." "Oh, I'm sorry." "Oh, it's cool, dude." That's it. That's all there is to it.
I like those shoes, man.
Yeah. "Oh, sorry, man. My foot got underneath your foot. I apologize."
It's my fault.
Yeah, my fault. Like, that's hilarious, man. Yeah. Anyways, another one.
RDA claims that he briefly put Khabib to sleep.
No, he was misquoted. He was misquoted. Negative. He came out and said he was misquoted. Yeah, negative. No, that's fucking media bullshit there. Yeah. Come on, GN, you got to vet your shit better than that. You can't be feeding me this clickbait bullshit. Motherfucker. Give me another one.
I think that's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was it, man. RDA choking out Khabib.
Okay, so this is Saturday. We've got our midweek show coming up on Wednesday. We're going to do the chip challenge is what it sounds like. Yep. No, man, I'm dreading that thing already.
Oh, it's going to be good.
I better be able to work the next day, buddy.
It's going to be tasty, baby.
My voice better be able to work.
Dude, your voice sucks anyways. What do you care?
That is true. That is true. How many times do you listen to your own voice on the answer machine and be like, what the fuck? What is that? I don't even record a message anymore. I don't even have a message for my answer machine for my phone. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk. Okay, we're gonna do that. Oh, let's pull up the Bellator card, please. We'll talk real quickly on the main event there. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Julianna Velasquez versus the Eliminator.
She's good, McFarlane. Julianna Velasquez is good.
Well, they're both good. Look, it's awesome. It's awesome that you got to fight. One is 11-0, 10-0.
Yeah.
Both undefeated. It should be fun. 5 rounds. Love that.
One's 11-0. One's 10-0. Julianna Velasquez is good. Really good. She's 5'7", long. A lot of stand-up. Got some black belt in judo.
No. She doesn't have a black belt. She was on the Brazilian national team. She came up in judo internationally. And she does not try to take the fight to the ground ever. She's got one submission win.
Wait a second. Didn't I just say she was a black belt in judo? Is
she
not? Is she not?
More than a black belt.
Is she not a black belt in judo?
More than a black
Are
belt.
you trying to say that I was wrong?
World-class competition.
Yeah, but she don't ever throw anybody. She just wants to fucking punch you.
She just wants to punch
just
everybody.
Straight left down the pipe.
Out. I know. She throws
This
that left
this
hand.
has that reminiscence of UFC 1. Stand up versus grappler. This it really does.
No, it really doesn't.
Yes, it does. Alima Lay does not like to. She does stand, but she does not like to stand.
All right. So, but let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at opponents. Alima Lay fought Valerie Letourneau.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Who went 5 rounds? Is a really good stand up fighter. Went 5 rounds with Joanna.
Yeah.
In a UFC title fight, and Alima Lay did just fine on the feet with her, and then freaking tapped her out.
Finished her in the third. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you're going to ask me, who do you think has the better stand-up? I do think that Julianna has the better stand-up.
Yes.
But Alima Lay has gotten better and better and better, and her wrestling is good, and her ground game, MMA style, is outstanding.
Yeah.
She sets up submissions from a lot of different positions. She goes after things. She's when she's on the ground, dude, she's mean.
Yeah.
I love that about her.
Yeah. Vito Ortega, she cut her up in the third round. The third round, hit her with a nasty elbow. Yeah. And she was struggling with Vito a little bit there. She was having a bad night. I talked to her afterwards. She's like, I just felt flat. Nothing was coming out. Felt so slow and lethargic. And I'm like, you look slow and lethargic. Told her that.
But that's the whole point, is you're going to have those.
Yeah.
And it's when you have those and you still find a way to win. That's what champions do.
That's true. That is true. I mean, 11-0 versus 10-0. She's 5'5". Julianna Velasquez is 5'7", both 125. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good fight. I think I would give the edge, not to take anything away from our champion, I would give the edge to Julianna Velasquez only based on the reach and the range and the way she likes to stand. Her stand-up is going to pose some threats because she's got some power too. And she's southpaw. So all the takedowns that Alima Lay is used to shooting, she's going to have to learn how to shoot a different way. Yep, it just messes things up. The timing's off a little bit. Everything's off a little bit. And if I'm going to give the edge to someone, it'd probably be Julianna Velasquez. But look, if the fight gets to the ground and Julianna decides to throw Alima Lay or something like that, and she ends up in a scramble, I could see Alima Lay catching a submission as well. So we saw that with Valerie when she caught her. She caught her in a nasty armbar triangle and was just elbowing the shit out of her. That was nasty too. So, I mean, the opportunities will present themselves. This is going to be a good fight, though. The fight that I'm most excited to see is Magomedov, the only guy to beat Peter Yan.
Yep.
He's the only guy to has beaten Peter Yan against Mathesis Matos. It's going to be a fucking great fight. And I talked to one of my boys who trains with Magomedov. And I guess apparently him and Zabit have been best friends since they were childhood buddies. And he said he's got one hell of a motor on him. He's got a motor. He comes just guns blazing the whole time, never slows down. He's got great wrestling, good submissions. Stand-up sometimes gets a little wild because he tries to put too much pressure. But he said sometimes it works for him because he's so wild. He's like, punches come from different angles that most fighters don't. It doesn't come from that angle. So it works for him. He's like, he is good, the guy that I was talking to. I don't want to say who it is because then he won't ever tell me anything again.
Well, I did his fight against Peter Yan, the second one, because he's got one win against Peter Yan, and Peter Yan has one win against him because they both have one loss on their record and it's to each other.
That's funny.
And man, both fights were. I didn't do the first one, the second one I did, and I will tell you, both guys are studs. And Magomed is good everywhere. And his transitioning from his feet into his wrestling, something to see.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be fun to watch. He's gonna be a lot of fun.
Mathesis Matos.
Yep.
How's he gonna do against him? What's your take?
He's a good fighter, man. He's a tough dude. In fact, there was a kid at ACB. I'm trying to think of his name. I'll screw it up. Starts with a G. But that was their hot dude for a while. and they had him fight Matos, and Matos was getting just schooled for a little bit and then came on and started putting it on him, and this guy ran out of gas. Matos is good. He's good everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to beat Magomed. I think that's going to be a kryptonite for him.
Yeah,
but
16-1.
He definitely has. He's got the ability. I think Matos is like
12-1. He's 12-1. He's
Okay.
12-1-1.
Okay.
Yeah. But then Magomed's 16-1.
Yep.
So
that's a good fight. That's the co-main.
yeah, that's the co-main. It seems to be the co-main right now, the way they have it lined
Then
up.
the other one that's going to be great is Nate Andrews starts it off against Goichi Yamauchi, which is a good fight.
Yeah. Yamauchi is fucking good.
Dude, on the ground, he's
so
slick.
good. And like, if you guys are going to watch him fight, when you guys watch him fight, he's a guy that doesn't want to stand up, but guys all of a sudden, they for some reason try to take him down because his stand-up is that Machida style stand-up. It's actually like even like a little bit more sidekickish. It's that Machida style stand-up.
He switches in and out.
Yeah. And people end up like, oh, this is a little weird. I'm going to just take him down. And then a couple minutes, like 30 seconds later, a minute later, they're tapping. He's good. I mean, Adam Piccolotti did the same shit thinking he was going to be able to get away with it. And Adam's my boy. And seconds later, he was on Adam's back, choking him the fuck out. Yeah. I was like, ugh, this is maybe I don't want to fight this guy.
Adam, look, Adam Piccolotti is very good on the ground.
Yeah.
He got smoked.
Yeah.
In that one.
Yep.
He was a good 2 moves behind, when that fight hit the ground. And that's what happens when you fight someone that they're just different and they're really good.
Yeah.
And that's Yamauchi. He is that guy. So it's going to be a fun one.
25-4 versus 16-3. This is what I like, John. We finally now have our younger guys that have good records that are kind of making their way up, and they're finally going to start getting a little bit more of the respect they deserve. I'm excited for this. This will be on CBS on Thursday night, CBS Sports. It'll be live. So now we're on CBS Sports. It will be live. So I'm excited, man. I don't have the exact time for it to start, but what's the next one? Linton Vassell is fighting also.
Yeah, Linton's fighting Ronnie Marks.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Ronnie
Marks.
Marks.
Yeah, Linton Vassell is a monster.
Yes, but Ronnie Marks is not 225 anymore. They're lying about his fucking weight.
Yeah,
right now.
you're right. He's not, but neither is Linton Vassell.
No.
Because Linton is 260 pounds with no body fat.
He is so big, man. So big. I ran into him in the elevator the last show, and I was like, I didn't recognize him because he had his mask on, and he starts speaking. He's got this British accent, and I'm like, Linton? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you're bigger. I was like,
fucking huge.
You know who he reminds me of?
Alistair Overeem.
No, he reminds me of Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, when I first met him, I'm like, dude, how big are you? Like 240? And he's like, no. He's like, I walk around 210. Like, guys that they're so big, but they don't have any fat on them. They look a lot bigger than they are. I'm like,
Bobby looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's put together like a cartoon character.
But when he came out of wrestling on the Olympic ladder, when he came out of wrestling, he was walking around like 210, 212, somewhere in there. I think he wrestled 215s. He was fucking ripped and shredded. You think he looks like a character now? Like then, he had like the small little tiny waistline, big shoulders, big chest, everything. I was like, God. My whole claim to fame is one day he was fucking around with me down in Fresno at Dwayne Zinkin's house. And he started like doing the whole like, oh, the forecast is calling for rain. It was like trying to ground and pound me. I fucking armbarred his ass. Oh, in front of everybody. He was trying to bully me around. I was like, yeah, bitch. What? That's my whole claim to fame over him, buddy. I did it in front of everyone. All the Zinkins.
That's a
all
big
the
arm
fighters.
too.
Koss. I think Koss was there. And I think who else was there? I think Bobby Southworth was there. Anyways, yeah, that was my good claim to fame. Every time I said, hey, don't get out of hand, buddy. You can't defend an armbar. I got you. Good times. All right. Well, hey, you guys, go to prowrestlingtees.com/weighing in. Use the promo code FIGHT. And you get another
again, just so I get that
right. Fight.
Thank you very much.
FIGHT. Fight. We got 2 new shirts up there. We've got a new Terminator shirt up there as well. Big John's riding bitch. on the bike, but he's the one with the shotgun.
I don't think I am riding bitch. I think you are my young little puppy sitting on the tank.
No, nobody, no.
Oh,
but
yes.
you do have the gun, though. You do have the shotgun.
All I know is my nuts
cool.
are in your butt.
Oh, man, that's so sad. And then go back. And then there's also a black and white new Weighing In logo shirt is up as well. We have a red one, a blue one, and then we have the red and blue
have
mix.
To get the new one.
Yeah, the new black and white one is the one I originally wanted to go with. But we remember we were doing the contest with red and blue corners. But go ahead and check those out. Use the promo code FIGHT, get 20% off up until New Year's. And then also go to
mybookie.ag or .com. It'll take you to the same link. And with MyBookie, if you put in one more time $100, you'll get $150 to bet with. That's pretty cool. All the way up to $1,000. And we will give you a preview of what we think you might want to bet on, even though, again, don't blame us if you lose.
Yeah, Josh tonight lost all of his money. So don't do whatever I say. I bet it all about the house on Ovid St. Preux and Hermansson. Don't take my bets. Don't take my bets. All right, guys. Well, hey, hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will see you guys midweek. And John always has one more thing to say. Of course, he always has to have the last word.
That's because we got the Pocky One Chip Challenge coming up, and you got to see it. So we'll see you later.